The New York City subway is one of the most extensive public transportation systems in the world, containing 468 stations and 232 miles of tracks. Every day, an average of 5.4 million people ride the subway, and with rising gas prices and the subway's incredible efficiency, ridership continues to rise each year.
I love the subway, actually. I just really like its sense of anonymity, and it makes me feel weirdly comfortable.
It's amazing when it runs smoothly.
The MTA is very efficient. You can go anywhere you want, pretty much for $2.50. Some trains are slower than others. I think they should fix that.
Gets me to school 40 minutes late, like every day.
They've had their improvements, but it's not stable. And that's my problem with it, for the most part. It has its ups and its downs.
There's so many technical issues that come about when you're on the subway.
Suddenly you're on an F train, and then it's a G train, and then you get off the G train to get another F train, and then you get on that F train, and then it's an A train, and then you're in Queens and you don't know what happened, and that's a problem.
It is very convenient, and it's cheap-ish. It helps me get to a lot of different places a lot quicker than I would, and cheaper than I would if I had a car.
It was really good for like getting around and getting everywhere, and that's really useful for going places.
Once I got to do it on my own, it did give me a huge amount of freedom because I was able to get anywhere.
I hate the subway. That's why I ride my bike everywhere.
I really love the subway. I take it every single day to school, and one of the reasons why I like the subway so much is that there's always amazing live music in the stations. There's this guy who plays the fiddle, which is kind of like a violin, at my subway stop, and it's really entertaining. There are also a lot of people who play jazz and the subway because they're amazing acoustics. It really brightens up my commute to hear some wonderful music.
There's not as many musicians, so if I tried to play music, I would probably get more easily arrested.
It's the backbone of New York City.
You don't have to take a car anywhere. You can just jump in the subway and it's amazing. And sometimes it can be a little annoying. New York subway can be really gross, and sometimes it doesn't come as often as I would like, but it's still super convenient when it runs 24 hours a day. So I love the subway.
Subway is my favorite thing ever.
No one person is solely responsible for the subway's creation. However, the initial proposal for an underground transit system was given by Alfred Eli Beach in 1869. Through the support of the city, he was able to build the Beach Pneumatic Transit, which extended for only 312 feet under Broadway in Lower Manhattan. The subway we know and love today officially opened in 1940, 70 years after the Beach Pneumatic Transit, when two private systems were bought by the city. Although integration was slow, the gradual additions connecting lines between the two different systems finally accumulated into one collective transit system. 30 years later, all throughout the 1970s and the 1980s, the subway system was at an all-time low, and ridership plummeted. The subway was poorly maintained, and there was graffiti and crime, as well as constant delays and track problems. However, through government funds, the system had improved by early 1990s, and today subway ridership is at an all-time high. Today, the subway system is composed of 23 trains and spans 4 out of 5 boroughs in New York City. However, due to its increasing ridership, the New York City subway system is constantly making changes to improve its service and meet the demands of its riders. One of the most interesting projects the subway is planning to undertake is the addition of a brand new train line. The T train is supposed to make its debut in 2016 and run from Upper to Lower Manhattan on the east side, complete with 16 brand new subway stations, a very exciting installation for BHSEC students because unlike all other subway stations, which are close to a mile away, the T train will stop relatively close to Burg. The New York City subway system has seen a lot of change throughout its 145-year run and will continue to transform in the years to come. It is an integral part of New York City culture. It's a part of our daily routine, and our preferred trains and routes are sacred to us. Although the subway system is constantly evolving, its significance and importance to each of us as New Yorkers is preserved.